Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today I'm just making a quick Sunday night video talking about Tesla. I've not talked about this one for a while, but I thought there was some really interesting news that came out about Tesla on Friday, and I thought it was worth talking about it. And as well as that, the news actually affects a couple of other companies as well in the next earnings, which I thought was very important. And yeah, I've not really seen anyone kind of talk about this situation at all about Tesla. And yeah, there was basically there was kind of four big gems dropped by Elon Musk or Tesla on Friday. But the reason why I call it 3 hidden gems that were dropped is just because it's a lot more catchy than 4, let's be honest. So yeah, we're going to get stuck into it. And yeah, just in general, I thought somebody on the YouTube scene would really be talking about this and talk about Tesla, because you know, Tesla was such a popular stock on YouTube, and I don't really talk about Tesla too much because I felt, you know, there's so many other people cover it now, there's no point in me talking about it, it's a bit of a crowded space. But basically over the last kind of year, really, no one's kind of talked about Tesla as much as what they did probably in 2020. Probably the reason why is because it's not as popular what it was maybe a year ago. You know, if you look at the stock chart this year, you know, year to date, the stock chart of Tesla is pretty much done nothing, and because it's not doing anything now, people aren't that really interested in the company or interested talking about it, and there's not really that much hype around it anymore. You know, if we go back to if we can just see 2020 here, you know, the boom in 2020, you know, everyone was talking about Tesla nearly every day there. And yeah, I used to, back in 2019, I used to talk about this a lot when I was invested in the company at $40, and I stopped talking about it just because it was just, you know, the stock of 2020, I guess, and everyone was talking about it. And nowadays, now it's kind of not really doing nothing, I guess. No one's really covering it. Everyone's kind of talking about other stocks, really. I guess the YouTube stocks at the moment, Tattoo Chef, the hypers of Tattoo Chef. I mean, who hypes up Tattoo Chef? Who talks about Tattoo Chef? You know, you love a little bit of dig on myself there. And Palantir, I guess, you know, those are kind of the popular ones on YouTube now. And Tesla's kind of fallen out of love. But one of those that I think people didn't really realise, and what I was kind of saying about Tesla is, I think at the moment it's just jumped so much on valuation. It's having I think it'll have a year or two of catch up now, and then it probably will go on a good run again after the valuation catches up, which is actually happening right now. So I still think Tesla might have a year or two of the valuation being a bit flat, and then I think we'll see the bump up back in Tesla share price at some point. So now that the kind of hype's moved away from it, I'm kind of getting a bit more interested in Tesla again. And yeah, there's some big gems that were dropped with Tesla the other day, and I thought it'd be worth just kind of covering them on the channel. So if this video is useful, just hit that like button, and if you're new and find this video helpful, subscribe. So first of all, one of the little gems here, which is separate to the rest of them, was Tesla Model Y takes over Norway, pushes all electric car sales to 72% market share. And if we look here, Tesla started deliveries of its Model Y in Europe last month, and within a week it became the best-selling vehicle in Norway. So yeah, it's crazy just to see that the EV boom is carrying on, and also the fact that Tesla is now ramping up quite a bit into Europe. You know, for so many years, you know, Tesla mainly got a lot of its revenue from the US, and now obviously it's expanded to China. We've got the Gigafactory in Berlin coming on, that'll also help sales in Europe. And the thing is, people forget how big the Europe market is right now. Us Europeans are very big on save the planet and our paper straws and everything like that. So having Tesla, more electric vehicles here, will go down an absolute bomb in Europe. You know, us Europeans will be very interested in buying Tesla, and if there's more availability with the Berlin factory, more of the models coming across to Europe, you know, the people are forgetting the boom in Europe is only just starting for Tesla. You know, it's been good in the US, but in Europe, you know, that's another probably a bigger market than the US coming up. So kind of just shows how early people forget how early stages Tesla is. And you've got to consider, you know, the US growth, which has been huge over the last few years, the China growth, and now the Europe growth is going to be very good. And then you add in also the other things that will come to Europe as well with Tesla. It's going to be crazy. So that was a very good article that's worth checking out about Tesla. The next article covered 3 of the points, which were very interesting. The first one isn't really a bullish thing, but just a quick reminder of kind of what's going on in the kind of world right now. And it was on about the craziest month for deliveries, citing the stresses on employees and some dissatisfied customers. Also went to go on, adding to the difficulties are chip shortages and logistic issues being seen throughout the economy. So this was a very important thing. Obviously we saw last quarter, we're kind of getting towards the end of Q3 now, so we'll get Q3 numbers in a month or two. But we heard from Tesla last quarter, like the difficulties in chips and logistics, and what was being seen pretty much through the last kind of 3 months is them chips issues and not getting any better. The pressures around logistics is not getting any better, and there's a lot of companies at the moment coming out saying we've got problems, and it's not Tesla, just Tesla. The thing is with Tesla, they said it, but they still delivered on financials, but you could see it in the earnings report, they were struggling a little bit, but they still smashed numbers. The other thing was you had some companies that kind of struggled on numbers because of the shortages, and this is a big statement saying that, you know, Tesla's obviously doing very well, but there's still them shortages, pressures out there, so it's not really, this isn't really a positive thing, but it sounds like they're doing quite well with it. But it is a reminder of what's kind of going on in the world right now, and the big thing as well is a reminder of when we get into Q3, there could be a few surprises in a few companies that rely on semiconductors, a few companies that kind of rely on like logistics and maybe other things in the company that could get affected. So you might see a few companies that have a shock earnings coming up, and that's one thing to keep in mind, and maybe just, you know, think about that cash pile a little bit when we come around to earning seasons in Q3. Because of what's going on in the world and the shortages and logistic problems right now, you might see a few companies putting a few 5 out of 10 earnings reports, and there could be a few drops in share prices. So that was a quick reminder of that, and that's something I'm going to keep an eye on. You know, probably on companies that are more maybe online companies that you know, software companies, for example, you know, you probably won't see any bother in their earnings, but them kind of companies that kind of rely on maybe some semiconductors, maybe them sort of companies that have, you know, a lot of logistics or actually manufacture products, you could see a lot of pressure in their earnings in the next kind of quarter. So something to kind of keep an eye on there. It was very interesting for me. I'm already thinking of a few that might have surprise earnings, and surprise earnings in a bad way. In other news, Musk tells workers he is hoping to have a 25k car available sometime in 2023. The key, says Musk, is the company having a complete self-driving ready to go, and he suggests the Model 2, which isn't confirmed it's the Model 2, but we'll see, may not come with a steering wheel or pedals. Now for me, I can't see that happening. I think we are still quite a few years away from that happening. I believe that the next model will still have pedals and a steering wheel. You never know, crazy things happen, especially with Tesla. You know, they are, the reason why they are in the position they are in now is because of how good they are at innovating. I still think that's a bit too way far ahead. But what was kind of good is to confirm that we haven't really had that confirmation of the new model coming yet, and there's always been the rumours that it would be a cheaper model that does come. Looks like more than likely we are getting the confirmation now that that is on the cards, 2023. So, you know, we're not too far away from that happening, and a very good market to go into that cheaper car model. I think would be a massive seller. So, you know, you consider what the Model 3 trades at or sells for now, and if you're coming with a 25 car, that's going to open up potential buyers for people that might not buy Teslas just because it's a little bit more on the expensive side. You drop that price by 10-15,000, you could get a few sales in. The little difference you might have with that is that you probably, Tesla won't make as good money on their models, which is the only downside. But now they're kind of getting all these gigafactories, it's just a lot easier for them to mass produce a lot of vehicles as well. So yeah, good news to see that is the new model kind of in the pipeline. Finally, Musk confirmed the Cybertruck indeed has been delayed until late 2022, which we kind of knew in the earnings report, so it had got confirmed a little bit earlier. It had initially hoped to be in production late by this year. Musk says it will be a special project like the glitch in the Matrix, like if Neo had a car. So yeah, this isn't kind of complete new kind of information that is out here, but yeah, kind of dropping the Cybertruck a year later is probably a good decision right now with what pressures are logistics wise, semiconductor wise. Once again, you're considering things that are going to be further down the pipeline, and I think the Cybertruck could be a massive game changer, I think, for Tesla when they do release that and enter a new market for them, and should be a pretty good seller as well. So yeah, those are the three big news, news stories that came out of Tesla on Friday, as well as the Norway story as well. Good little recap into Tesla there with some news that came out and a little bit of an update as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. For you guys that are Tesla shareholders, let me know what you think of these little stories that came out in the interview, and also the Norway sales and the European sales. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts in the comment. Hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.